The other thing I like using are little drawers, and these are actually little flat drawers, so I can't get anything in them that's really tall, but they're great for storing all kinds of little notions, pens, scissors, rotary cutters, that type of thing. I have them all labeled so I know what's inside, although I kind of have an idea of where I put things, and I always keep them in the same place. This top one has my curved safety pins, and I don't just put my safety pins in the drawer. They're in a clear Ziploc little container. I actually have 2 Ziploc containers of them. I also keep my T-pins in here, and I use this when I'm laying out my quilt and sandwiching my quilt layers together. So I have my T-pins and my safety pins all together in this one little area. I know where they are. I can take them out when I'm ready for them. The next one I have stripe pins, binding clips, and quilting gloves. So I have some more quilting things right there. Keep my binding clips in another little Ziploc container with a lid. I use these a lot when I'm doing storing things because they're really good things that you can take out and take somewhere, and yet you can put them back in here and they stay neatly organized. I have some more things in these drawers. This drawer here has my extra machine feet. I try to keep the machine feet, the machine accessories that I use very, very frequently over by my sewing machine. But there are a few things like a circular embroidery attachment and a ruffler that I maybe only use several times a year. I need them, I need to know where they are. They're expensive accessories that I need to be sure I keep track of, but I don't use them every single day or every couple times a week. So I keep them stored in here. I have little baskets like this where I can keep all of my feet and extra machine accessories inside. Extra light bulbs, things like that that you know you're going to need. This next drawer I keep all my rotary cutters in. I have different kinds of rotary cutters. I have a little Olfa knife here. I have a little circular cutter. I have different sizes. And there's different reasons why I like different ones. Some of them I just try out to see if I like them. But I keep all of them in this drawer. It's only a couple steps away from my cutting table, but I know exactly where they're all at. I also keep extra rotary blades in here. So all my rotary cutting supplies are neatly tucked inside with the lids shut. Don't leave your rotary blade open and then stick it inside. Be sure to shut it. The next time your hand goes in there, you'll really appreciate it if it's shut. Then I have some drawers here where I just keep a few pieces of paper and notes. I have receipts in here. I really don't think you want to go through my receipts. Then I have some other drawers that I keep some other notes. Going on down, I have this drawer, which is my marking tools. I have Miracle Chalk markers inside. I have a little tacket that you can use for garment marking. I have my fabric pins that are permanent inside here. I have some little glow tape, which just fell on the floor. I have some little glow tape that I use to put on rulers if I'm needing to mark something. Tailor's chalk, tracing paper, tracing wheel, all kinds of those little things I keep inside. Simplex gauge to measure for buttonholes. Embroider's Buddy to mark embroidery placement. All those marking tools are inside this little drawer. I also keep extra markers like water-soluble markers, air-soluble markers, white heat-resistant markers inside here also. Although I keep my extras in here, most of the time I use those at my sewing machine. And so I have a little place by my sewing machine where I keep my water-soluble marker and some of those other things that I use frequently. The next drawer has my cutting mat accessories and scissors. I have kinds of scissors, and I have, this is my little binding ruler. This is my little 1/4 inch add a quarter ruler for paper piecing, which works really well. I have buttonhole cutter inside, so that classifies as scissors. There's another little ruler. I think that one's add an 1/8 ruler. And I have applique scissors. I don't use these all the time, so I keep them in their little protective case. But if I need them, I have them, and I know exactly where they're at. My other scissors, my Good Ginger cutting scissors, shears, I actually keep by my cutting table, which I'll show you later. So they're handy. But I do have other extra scissors, little trimmers, embroidery trimmers. I keep in here. I have several pair of these actually that I keep around my sewing room, but I do keep an extra pair in here if I ever need an extra one. So this is my little ruler and mat and scissors drawer, and they're just kind of all tucked inside there so I know exactly where they're at. Now we're going to go move on further down this drawer. What I have towards the bottom of this stack of drawers is a bigger, not quite so flat drawer, which holds my markers and colored pencils and crayons. And no, I'm not sitting here coloring. What I use a lot of these crayons and markers and colored pencils for is if I make a mistake with my embroidery or need to cover something up. That's why I have all these little accessories. The other thing that I keep in here is my machine accessories. I have a CD-ROM that goes with my machine. I do not use it every day, but I do keep it in here so I know where it is. I also have extra bobbins. I also have the feet that go with my machine in here. I do have some feet up here and some feet by my machine. These are feet that I rarely use, but in that once in a lifetime, you need them. So I store them down underneath here, and I know exactly where they're at, and I can get to them easily when I need them. The next two drawers actually holds my serger thread, and this is where I store some of my thread. I keep this top drawer for new unopened spools of serger thread, and I also have several different kinds. I have some woolly lock thread and some other specialty thread in here that I don't use that often. The bottom drawer actually holds all my spools of thread that I currently have open and am using. That's just a good way that I've stored my serger thread. So that's what's inside all those drawers. And that's a good way to store a lot of your notions. I keep a lot of my extra notions here and things that I use by my cutting table. I will keep notions next to my cutting table like scissors that I need, tools by my ironing board like scissors and seam gauge and seam rippers. Those things also will be by my sewing machine, so I have them exactly when I need them.